Liv, and welcome to Dare to Be Raw with Mel and Liv Episode 3, where we will be talking about materialism.
This is a good one for me to share in a way because it might be the only topic I actually haven't struggled with. So I'll be able to bring a perspective from someone who's not materialistic.
Personally, I've struggled with materialism for a couple of years now, ever since I started my job. I found myself buying things I didn't need, and when I look back, one, I believed it would fill a void and make me satisfied. And second of all, I would compare myself and see all these things on the internet and think to myself, if I get that, I'll be happier.
So at the end of the day, though, how did it make you feel? Did you actually feel like you were happier?
No, I didn't. It just made me feel like I wanted more.
Right.
So at one point I was like, this is enough, this is enough, this is enough.
The more we buy stuff, you always want the next thing and the next thing. In my past, any money I had went towards missionary trips or outdoor wilderness adventures. And at one point, I actually moved to Alberta. I was living out of a church I was attending, and I had a tiny room with sleeping bag, curling iron, and a mirror. And I was happier than a pig in mud. Biked everywhere I had to go, so it was kind of like I was in the wilderness by day and in that room by night. I had need of nothing and I had want of nothing. And those were some of the best days of my life.
Yeah. We live in a world that constantly pushes us to feel like we need more, or else like we're missing out, or we're less than. From social media, television, magazines, and even within relationships, we're constantly comparing to what other people have, and we're kind of pressured in a way to always keep up with the latest trends, and we end up not appreciating what we have and looking at what we don't have instead.
There's a lot of wisdom in the book of Ecclesiastes about the meaning of life, materialism, prosperity. King Solomon was actually one of the richest men to ever live and actually the wisest man to ever live. And he said, whoever loves money never has enough. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied with their income. And then he went on to say, as for the rich, their abundance permits them no sleep. And King Solomon denied himself nothing. From the women, the gold, he refused his heart no pleasure. And at the end, he's like, why? What was the point of all of this? It was all meaningless to him. Nothing new or nothing gained under the sun. So I've been around the world as a missionary and I've seen a lot of wealth and a lot of poverty. Peace, love, and joy to me are not things that could ever be bought. And I know plenty of people who have gorgeous homes. On the outside, they seem to have it all, but I would not trade all the money in the world for the peace that I have inside. I personally think that the grass is only greener on the other side when we stop watering our own.
Here are a few tips to help us change our focus in life and value the things that truly matter.
Number one, so whatever we accumulate in this lifetime really doesn't matter at the end. It all comes down to the intangibles. I think even Job, said it well when he said, I came naked from my mother's womb and I will leave naked.
Tip number 2 is think before buying something. Do you really need that thing, or is it simply a want to fill my need to impress? Identify the essentials and don't bother with the rest. Eliminate the excess.
Tip number 3 is focus on building relationships, creating memories, and experiencing life rather than accumulating things only.
Tip number 4 is don't fall for marketing traps, because the goal of companies now is to make us feel like we're missing out if we don't have their product.
Tip number 5 is to focus on making an impact and how you can make a difference in the world around you. Ultimately, ask ourselves, what legacy are we leaving behind? Are we going to be remembered for how much money we had in the bank, or how well we loved others, how well we made others feel? There's a Dakota saying that I love, and it says, we will forever be known by the tracks we leave behind us.
Minimalism is not about having less, it's about making room for more of what matters.
And my final thought for you today is, what do you want said at your funeral? How do you want to be remembered?
See you next Thursday, and thank you for watching. Bye!